Hello, everyone. Thank you for taking the time to watch this. I just want to give a little bit of background about what this is and why I'm doing it. And so, a little bit over 2 years ago, I had an idea about sharing regular people's stories. These stories were interesting to me, and stories about overcoming extreme adversity, or stories that just left me in awe of the individual and their accomplishments. And so, about 2 years ago, I recorded my first episode with my good friend Bryce Marshall. And for about 2 years, I contemplated releasing it or not. Part of it was because of the video editing. I struggled a lot with everything that was needed for the video and audio editing, and when it all came together, it didn't seem like my best work. I thought it could be better, but I realized with time and more practice, it will get better. But the second one was I became self-conscious. I became self-conscious of the way I sound, of the way that I look on video. And it took me a while to get over it and realize that sharing Bryce's story is more important to me than what other people may think of me when I release the video. Um, I am doing this as a passion project. I enjoy talking to people and sharing their experiences, and I truly believe that everyday people have the most interesting stories. And by sharing these stories, I hope that it will help people understand each other and relate. In 2023, I hope to record more and I hope to get better at my editing skills as well as my storytelling and conversation skills for making more interesting content. And yeah, thank you for taking the time to watch this. I hope you enjoy it. And here's Bryce Marshall. Everyone, welcome to the first episode of Interesting Regular People. I guess your host, Edsel Pereira. I started this kind of to get to know a bunch of people in my life that are very interesting and have interesting stories that I want to share with the world. You know, we've all heard of Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos, but we've never heard of some of my guests that I'll be having in this personal project that I'll be sharing with you guys. And yeah, I'm very excited to introduce my first guest today. And he is an engineer that I work with, known him for about 3 to 4 years, a mountain biker, and a nature lover. So let's all give a strong hand to Bryce. Woo!
Thank you, Edsel Pereira.
Pereira. I don't know. Shake your hand.
All
There
right.
we go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good to see you, my friend.
Thank you.
Yeah. So the reason why I chose to interview you was because you've gone through so many things. You know, a lot in your life has caught a lot of attention to me. You know, everything from your childhood raising, you know, being from Goleta, Santa Barbara area, you know, being into like mountain biking, and you know, you're pretty outgoing. Like, you know, you have your own YouTube channel, and you like do everything, and you don't let anything, you know, really bring you down, and so that's very interesting. So
Thanks, man.
yeah, man. And so thanks for being here with me today, and you know, thanks for letting me use your equipment too, you know. And yeah, so I just want to hear your story. So let's start off with you. You know, how were you raised? You're born. Where were you born? You know.
All right.
Yeah.
I've got a good story.
Okay.
I was born at St. Francis Hospital in Santa Barbara.
Okay.
I came out with the umbilical cord like wrapped around my neck.
No.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, it was like frightening for my parents. I don't remember
Wow.
it, but
Okay, so we're already starting off crazy.
yeah, it was
Okay.
intense.
Mm.
All right, the good part of this story is like a couple years ago, I found out that my parents sent me through birth trauma therapy. Yeah.
No way.
Which is
What? Yeah. Go ahead.
they like had me crawl through like a big fake vagina to like reenact birthing so I could like rewrite the memory. So
That's so. How long?
Yeah.
How old were you when this happened?
I don't like crawling age.
Okay,
I don't
so
know.
you're like less than a year, probably.
Yeah,
Okay,
probably. It just-
Interesting.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, this is what's happening.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. So. Wow, that's insane. So okay, first off, you were almost you basically almost died at birth. Like, or is that like a fair statement to say?
I guess so.
Was the doctor like saying, "Oh, this is common," or is just like, "Oh no, we have
I
to
think
fix
it's
something"?
somewhat common, actually.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I made it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. And then your parents put you through this, so that you would forget that traumatic experience, pretty much.
I guess so. Yeah.
Interesting.
Or like, yeah.
Yeah. It's
rewrite
what
the
had
memory.
happened.
Yeah.
Interesting. Huh.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
So that's the first part. So
Yeah.
birth. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So it worked. I think it worked because I'm pretty fine.
Okay. You're pretty, yeah. I would say so.
Yeah.
Okay. So. Okay. Being born, near-death experience already. What's next? What's the most next milestone in your life? You know that you remember.
Oh man. Milestone.
Yeah, or what?
I pooped. I remember actually.
You remember pooping?
Yeah, dude. I got as a reward, like rice patties, you know,
Interesting.
with jam on it, and I was really stoked on that.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
Rice patties with jam on it. So what is rice like? Just
It's
compressed rice together?
No, it's like puffed rice. I don't know if I'm calling them the right thing.
Puffed rice.
Yeah,
Interesting.
in like a circular thing. It's like this thick.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've never heard of that before, but okay.
I haven't eaten it since I pooped.
Interesting. Okay. And so you're in that milestone. And your parents, right? So can we talk a little bit about your raising and upbringing? Yeah.
Yeah. My parents are both kind of like ex-hippies.
Okay.
Yeah. My mom went to the same high school as me.
Oh, no way.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
So they're both locals?
My dad is not. He grew up in like I don't know, Texas and like everywhere, Thailand and
oh really?
weird
international?
upbringing. Yeah, I mean,
like just like everywhere.
Yeah.
Where was he born? Do you know?
I think Texas.
Okay. Okay, interesting. And then how do you find his way here?
My mom.
Your
yeah.
mom. What do you mean?
Who? Sorry, Mom, if you don't want me to tell this. My dad was dating my mom's best friend, and then that didn't work out. And then he asked her, like, "Hey, do you have any friends?" And then she told my dad about my mom.
No way. Well,
yeah, right.
Well, that's such a good friend. First of all, you're like, oh, we didn't work out. I'm gonna refer you over here.
Or she was like a dick. Like, I don't like.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, interesting. And where'd your parents meet? Here?
Yeah, you think they did like long distance from LA? My mom lived in Santa Barbara. Yeah.
Interesting. Wow.
Yeah.
That's so interesting. Okay. And then you were raised by both your parents, I assume, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Growing up.
And so how was that relationship?
I don't have like super detailed memories. I feel like I was pretty go with the flow.
Okay.
Like, I don't know. My parents divorced.
Okay.
When I was in 3rd grade.
Okay.
And apparently I was like a real brat at that time.
Okay.
Like, I guess it was affecting me, but I don't remember being mad about it. You know? I don't know.
Okay. And how do you feel about it now?
I'm still fine.
Okay.
Like, I'm sure they'd be a lot more miserable if they were still together, you know?
Interesting. Okay, so you're... Well, I don't know how you were at the time, right? In 3rd grade. But now you feel okay with what had happened.
As far as I remember it,
I
was okay with it then, too.
Okay.
Like, I was like, oh, okay, whatever. Like, I'll just go back and forth between houses. Have, like, 2 Christmases.
Huh. Yeah.
I didn't,
So
I wasn't, like, mad at my parents or anything like that.
Interesting. And then, do you remember how it was when your parents were together and then got divorced? Did you feel that shift, or you were just like, whatever's about it?
I think I was pretty oblivious.
Okay.
But I don't know. I know my parents worked really hard, like, not to fight in front of me.
Interesting.
And I don't have any memories of them being, like, fighting.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So, do you feel like both your parents did a good job raising you, pretty much? Yeah.
I think so.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's very interesting. Because like divorce is a very tough thing for a child, and I mean I don't know any of the specifics, but it can lead some people through some dark things, and you're like a very happy go-getter person, so it's very interesting to see that. Like I would have never guessed that.
Yeah. Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm kind of like, I don't know if I'll ever get married, but
Okay.
like, I don't.
So,
Yeah.
okay, explain that. What do you mean? Like
Okay.
you don't believe in marriage, or it's just like, oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't believe in making promises I don't think I can keep, or like I don't know I can keep.
Okay.
So it's like, I don't know what I'm gonna feel in like 50 years from now. Like, how am I gonna? Why would I promise like right now to stay with you the rest of my life?
Oh,
You know what I mean?
wow. Interesting. Okay.
Or like, and why would I want to? Like, why would we like
Yeah.
commit to like
Okay.
staying together even if we hate it? Like, I don't know.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. No. I get you. That's fair, and I think that's part of the reason why maybe in newer generations, like divorce rates are so high, right? Like it's like, I think 50% divorce rate. So that's very interesting. And so piggybacking off of that, do you feel like you'll have a family? Do you want a family? Do you want kids?
Dude, I like children.
You like kids?
It sounds like a pain though to like raise them.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, fair assessment. Okay, so going off into your family, you were raised separately, 2 Christmases, 2 Thanksgivings, everything.
Yeah, we like alternate.
Yeah.
We go to like my dad's family Christmas, and then like my mom's family's Thanksgiving. And, yeah.
Okay.
Next year, like switch.
Yeah. And do you have any siblings?
No.
No, just
only
you.
child. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Some people are surprised. Like,
Yeah.
so when I was making like videos for, I was making videos for so long, and then they were like, found out I was an only child. They're like, what? But like, you're so normal. and like so nice. I was like, whoa, what? Is this like my stereotype? Like,
I think there is a stereotype for like only childs. I think it's they're a little bit antisocial, and I think that's where they're seeing that conflict, because like you go up to someone, you're like, oh, what's up? Like you never met someone for the first time, and you're like immediately their friend. So that's very interesting. Okay. So that's crazy, Okay, so only child, you grew up, your parents, and what were your parents' beliefs? Did they have different views on the world, and how did that affect you?
Yeah, definitely. I was like, my dad was very spiritual.
Okay.
And not really Christian. Like, he was raised super Christian, I think.
Okay.
In like a interesting, weird commune thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And then I think he like went away from that, and now he's like all health food and Buddhism.
Okay.
And, all that. Yeah. So
he's very like free spirited, more like, spiritual. And
then my mom's like a low key Christian, like.
Okay.
Goes to church sometimes, but her church has like a gay pastor.
Wow. Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow, so those are two very conflicting, like.
Yeah. Yeah, they're different. And I'm kind of just like nothing.
Okay, so you're not like, don't feel spiritual, don't feel Christian. There's no type of self-belief that you have, that you developed?
No. I'm kind of just like, do what I feel is good.
Okay.
And yeah, I guess I'm atheist.
Okay. That's what you would say you are.
Yeah.
If you had to categorize yourself.
Yeah.
Okay. Do what you feel is good. And how do you define good as?
Good. I actually have like a scientific.
Okay. That's interesting.
Like I don't know. I came up with this in like high school.
No way.
I was like, how do you decide like what's good and what's bad?
Uh-huh.
And I remember thinking like, being slutty is bad. Like that, I didn't like
Yeah,
that
yeah.
was a thing like people were
Okay.
talking
Yeah,
about,
yeah.
and I was like, huh? Like I
Yeah.
don't know.
Why?
Yeah, like
You're
why
questioning it.
are you like hurting anyone?
Mhm.
Like no. And I kind of came up with this like rule,
Uh-huh.
like equation for
Okay.
determining the morality of anything.
Interesting.
Uh,
Please explain it.
Basically, I mean, it doesn't completely like make sense for every situation, but like, if the net happiness of the world, current and future, either like goes up or stays the same, is good.
Okay.
If like net happiness down, bad.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Interesting.
yeah. So like
Mm-hmm.
having sex with anyone you like,
Yeah.
as long as you're not like telling people you're gonna marry them and then like having sex and leaving, and you're just like honest, and everyone's having a good time,
Good.
everyone's happier.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
good.
Makes sense.
Like,
Okay.
yeah.
No, that's a very
So-
fair equation, and it's a very fair way of thinking, and a lot of people probably wouldn't have even thought of that. They're still stuck on that like slutty is bad type thing if you fall under that type of thinking. But okay, so how would you categorize an action doing good in the world? Like for example, if I were to donate $100 to charity, I'm doing good in the world, right?
Yeah.
But if I don't donate $100 to the charity, am I doing bad to the world, or it doesn't affect anything?
Oh, see, it gets really complicated.
Okay.
It's like impossible to predict like the chain of events of the future. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what if it turns out the freaking nonprofit is stealing money to, I don't know what.
That's true.
But okay, but
okay. That's interesting. So you're saying
I think there's like I think there is a right answer, but like for me, there's like gray zones that I don't know the answer to.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Have you seen the show The Good Place?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So that's what you're reminding me of. Like when they go and they buy an apple. Like before, it was like eating healthy and like helping the environment. Eating an apple was like good points. But then at one point, eating an apple was bad because you're like, I forgot how they explained it, but it was like there's environmental tax. There was like all this other different things that they were like, oh, you're harming the environment. You're causing underpaid workers to continue to be underpaid and all this thing. So then at one point, there was a shift where buying an apple was giving you negative points. So is that kind of where you're going? Like, but like, how can you control all those things?
Yeah. I mean, I don't control that. So some things I just like don't worry all the time about.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
But sometimes if I'm really stuck, I'm like, like, should I be judging this person or not? I like kind of go back to that. I'm like, are they hurting the world? I'm like, no, not as far as I can tell. Like, that's chill. Like, go run around naked. Yeah. Or like whatever. Like, yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. Okay. So that's your sense of morality and kind of like where you shift yourself and you try to align yourself with always being good by your definition, right?
Yeah.
That's what I would say. Okay, cool. So that's very interesting because, both your parents didn't have an influence, but they did have an influence. But what do you think your parents actually did affect in you? What's something that you feel comes from your parents?
I think my parents are both like quite honest. And I'm like not trying to brag, but like I'm pretty honest. Sometimes like too honest, I think.
Like
I'm like learning to control my honesty or just not say everything that I'm thinking.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
And like what's an example of that if you don't mind me asking?
Okay, I was looking at like a dating profile of friends, like someone my friend went out with.
Okay.
And I was gonna be like, well, this person's like, no, like I would not date this person. But my other friend was like, before I got the chance to say that, my other friend was like, oh yeah, they're good. Like, okay, yeah, maybe I should just let them be happy with
I see.
it.
Interesting. Okay. So your friend was not. They weren't already dating this person.
Yeah. Well, they went on like a date.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So yeah, it
they
was
were
like,
dating him. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow, that's so.
And they were
funny.
like happy with them. So
Yeah.
like, I don't.
You're like, where's that's
After
not
I'm
your
like,
place.
okay, yeah, maybe I don't have to like ruin that. Or, like,
That's funny. I see. Okay.
yeah.
That's fair. Okay. And so, is there anything else that you feel your parents affected you?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. My dad is like really weird and like happy being weird.
Okay.
Like does whatever he wants.
Okay.
And I feel like that's a good example.
Mm.
Yeah, like who's like kind of raised me with a community of like other men and like all his friends.
Him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. Here's a weird example.
Okay.
When I was like 14 or 15, I don't know, there was like he had all his friends together and I was becoming a man or whatever. And they were all like giving me wisdom and telling me things to do. I don't remember a lot of it, but one thing I do remember, one of them told me, don't be ashamed of masturbating.
Wow. You heard it here first?
Yeah. Don't be ashamed, guys.
Okay.
Yeah, which I don't know. It was in the middle of a restaurant, and I was like, "Oh my god!" Like I can't.
Oh, so this wasn't like a private event. They like took you to like Olive Garden.
Yeah,
and like, oh man.
Yeah. No, at first I was like, "This is so embarrassing and horrible," but like, I don't know. Looking back, I'm like, dope. Like, I feel like probably plenty of like teenagers were like jacking off and feeling bad about it.
Interesting.
It's like, you're not hurting anyone. Like,
yeah. Definitely, it's a healthy process from what like I've known or what has been told to me. So very interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
So I think I've been raised like to be open-minded to things.
There you go. Okay. And what about your mom?
Yeah, she's really honest.
Okay.
And like very like super nice.
Okay.
And super, always looking to help. She just went and like loaded a truck full of like diapers and supplies for people in Tijuana.
Okay.
With like border angels.
Yeah.
Just like she's always doing stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay.
She's like an activist.
That's through her church?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I guess I'm not like that much of an activist, but like, yeah, she like showed me how to care about people.
Okay. And you would say you care about others and like plenty of other people around you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, that's sweet. Okay, now if we take a shift, we go into school, and what do you remember about school at a young age? Like, what are the things that stand out most to you about like your time at grade school?
Yeah, dude, I was like a super weird kid.
Okay.
Like really weird. I had like barely any friends. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I was like horrible at interacting with other human beings, probably for most of my life. Like in kindergarten, I was the kissy monster.
The kissy monster?
You ever heard of that?
No.
Okay, maybe that was just me.
Yeah.
I run around chasing people and like kissing them if I caught them.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
That would be frowned upon, and now
they would all run away. Yeah. COVID, I'm shocked. Like,
Okay.
Yeah, that was like the only. Like thinking back to that, I was like, yeah, that was probably the only way I could like get attention from people.
Interesting.
Or like anyone would interact with me.
So you took it as a sense. Oh, because you were looking for those friends. That's what you would do.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
And I don't know. I was like second grade. I remember I'd just sit on this curb alone, like during recess.
Really?
Most of the time, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was.
Wow.
Yeah, it was kind of like sad.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't happy about it.
Yeah. And when did you feel that shift change? You know, because now you have just going out, you have a bunch of friends, you have a bunch of people that support you and care about you.
My life is good.
Yeah.
Like junior high, I think is when it happened.
Junior high.
I remember I had ADD. Well, I guess I have ADD.
Okay.
But I was like diagnosed, and they like had me on Adderall and stuff.
Wow.
Yeah. And I don't know if it was like partially the Adderall or something, but I would like stay up every night, like recounting every single interaction I had like through the whole day.
Wow.
And like think of like what I could have said and like what I should have said.
Yeah.
That would have been like more like better social interaction, you know?
Yeah.
And it like kind of worked.
Interesting.
Yeah, I was like learned how to talk to people.
Wow. Through your own rewind type thing.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Huh. Well, that's right. I didn't even know you had ADD.
Yeah.
Interesting. Do you know much about it? Like, I don't know personally. So living with that, what is that like? What happens?
Yeah, it's like, I don't know, some people are like, oh, like, what if you like don't actually have ADD and like you're just like taking drugs for no reason? Haha.
Wow.
Like,
people say that to you.
Okay, like one person.
Okay.
But yeah, there was a time in like college, my first year at City College, where I was like, like I wonder if I just, like I'm not stoked on the drugs.
Yeah.
Like Adderall, like kind of just makes me feel like a zombie. And you know, I'm just like, wait, it's weird. It gives like other people energy, but for me, it makes me like antisocial and like unhappy.
Adderall.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was like, I don't want this. And so I was trying to see if I could just not be on it. Like, I was like, hey, I bet, like, I got determination. Like I can become vegetarian if I just, like, stop eating meat. Like, boom. Like, I could do that. I'll just, like, do my homework, and I don't need drugs. I tried. And I, like, failed my freaking classes, man.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
In college, in City College.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It was just, like, I don't know. I would just be like, okay. And then, like, my mind would, like, start wandering and be like, oh, crap. Like, I'm not doing work.
Wow.
Yeah. And then, yeah, it just, like, did not work, even if I tried as hard as I could.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so you had to keep on taking Adderall.
Yeah.
Wow. And do you take it to this day? Still?
I don't anymore.
Okay.
It kind of depends on what I'm doing.
Interesting.
Like, sometimes with, like, I don't know, like, really tedious, like, not creative things at all, I feel like I could use it.
Interesting.
But yeah, I haven't taken it in a really long time.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's good. Well, that's very interesting though. At least you tried to get off of it. You know, that's very, I've never heard of that per se, you know, especially in like college days. Like, I feel like everyone's trying to get Adderall because they're just so determined, so, you know, laser focused on their classes. Yeah. So, wow.
I mean, I was like...
Yeah, you're like, God. I don't want that. Get that off of me.
Yeah, but I needed it. Yeah.
Interesting. Well, I mean, hats off to you, man. That's crazy. That is insane.
Thanks,
man. Oh, man. And that was in junior high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Started. I think I got put on Adderall in elementary school starting.
Really?
Yeah, my teachers were like, told my parents, like, yo, your kid's messed up.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then I got, like, you know, looked at by a specialist who asked me questions about things. And he was like, yeah, you got ADD. And
wow.
Then, yeah. Yeah.
And how was your time in in elementary first, right? Like, did they tell you why they could tell that you were, you know, had ADD? Like, what did the teacher even say? Like, it's like, oh, they looked at your homework and they're like, oh, what's this?
I don't know. I don't remember what they said.
Okay.
But I bet I was just, like, fidgeting in class all the time and, like...
Interesting.
I don't know.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you got put on Adderall, elementary school.
Yeah.
Middle school, you feel like that's when you started to make friends.
Yeah.
Right?
Sorta.
Okay. And so...
I'm still working on it.
Okay. Well, isn't everyone? Everyone's working on themselves. Okay, so falling into that category, right? What else do you feel from your time at, elementary or middle school was super impactful to you?
Okay, man.
It could be nothing. It could be
Wait,
like that's what it was.
I don't know. I think I was
Yeah.
just cruising along, doing some skateboarding
Okay.
with my neighbors. I was good friends with my
Oh,
neighbors.
there you go.
Yeah, I grew up in a little like club with like right next door. Got some friends across the street, some other
Uh-huh.
friends. I guess I had a. Oh, I wrote about this in one of my college essays.
Okay.
I had like a diverse, like neighborhood I lived in.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So what do you mean?
Like,
Elaborate.
yeah, like a house like across the street. There'd be like gangs with like graffiti on like the street
Wow.
and be like East Side or I don't know what.
Yeah.
And like that was yeah. And then next door there's just like a plumber family.
Okay.
And then like on the other side of me there's like two PhD like people and then yeah.
Wow.
And then we got like gardener like there and it's
Yeah.
like and then us and it's
Yeah.
yeah.
What a group.
It's super diverse. And then down the
That
street
is.
there's a guy growing hallucinogens. And then
Just throws that in there.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, I house sat for him.
And that's how you know? That's how you found out?
Yeah.
That's oh man.
It was like he was getting like deliveries. He's like, "Hey, can you like take this off the porch and like put it inside for me?" I was
Oh
like,
wow.
"What is this?" I go, "Oh, what?"
How old are you?
This was like a couple of years ago.
Okay,
I was
so,
like,
okay, you're at least a young adult.
yeah.
Wow.
But I was like, I had no idea.
Yeah, that's super interesting.
Yeah.
The fact that he would let you, he must have really
Yeah,
trusted
he's
you.
like friends with my dad.
Okay, that's why. Oh,
Yeah.
okay, that makes sense. A spiritual
Yeah,
sense.
yeah. They're for like spirit journeys.
Yeah, that makes
things
okay.
like that. Yeah.
Okay, makes sense. Interesting.
Yeah.
And so you talk about this like club of of your neighbors. Where is that where you started to do all the different activities that you do? So you mentioned skateboarding.
Yeah.
Yeah, was that your first sport per se? Is that where you started?
My first sport was soccer, I guess.
Really interesting. Okay.
But I hated it. It was
Okay.
horrible. I quit.
Okay.
I think I kicked the ball in the wrong goal, and I hate this.
How old are you when you played soccer?
Oh, like 6. Never again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you were small.
Yeah, dude.
Okay.
Dude, probably my first sport. My mom would take me and like the crew of little kids up to like the mountains every Friday. It was like Friday expeditions. And we'd go like scrambling and climbing up all the rocks and
Wow.
like just adventure, like find all these caves. It was super fun.
Wow. Okay.
And yeah, that was just like scrambling, a little rock climbing and nature.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
So is that where you thought you developed your love for like being outdoors, pretty much?
probably. Yeah. And like I'm always like trying to explore and find things I've never seen before. And I feel like that's one of the things I love
Wow.
about Friday expeditions.
Friday expedition.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
that's
like no
very
trails. We
interesting.
just like
Go out.
climb around the rocks. And
Yeah.
yeah.
And this would be like the perfect environment to do that, Goleta, Santa Barbara, all that area is like right back, or like, the backyard are the mountains, so
Yeah.
it's like super close. That's awesome. Wow, interesting. And you never joined like the Boy Scouts or anything formal in terms of that?
No.
No?
I
Okay.
didn't. Yeah.
And how big was this group of Friday excursions?
Me, one neighbor, his brother, like five
Okay.
of us.
People. 5 people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just pile in the Civic and go up.
Dude,
Yeah.
sick.
Yeah, it was
That's
cool.
awesome. Okay. And so from there, what was the next sport that you took on?
Alright. Scootering, probably.
Scootering. Okay.
Yeah, I learned how to do a tail whip.
Wow.
Yeah, I got pretty into it.
Okay. What
Yeah.
age?
probably like junior high.
Okay.
Yeah. What is that? Like 12?
Yeah, probably like 12, 13. Okay.
Yeah. And then like skateboarding,
Okay.
boogie boarding sometimes in the summer,
Uh-huh.
some skimboarding, lots of boardings.
Okay.
Yep, I think that's about it.
That's about it. And that was like
a little BMX biking actually. Yeah.
Okay.
Just off little jumps.
At what time? What age frame are we talking about?
Okay.
Time frame, you know.
Between 12 and 16.
Okay. That's when you kind of started to explore all these different sports.
Yeah.
Because now you do so many, like, you know,
Yeah.
or at least the ones I recall that you're big into, you know, are mountain biking, surfing, you know, and then you have those little support skateboard things.
Those are too hard, man. Free lines, folks.
Free lines.
Give them a shot. They're hard. I was into like Xbox, like Call of Duty, like super hard.
Okay.
Playing like Modern Warfare.
Wow. Okay.
That was
so
the
COD
game.
And stuff like that.
Oh yeah, dude. Like, I was addicted. I'd walk down the halls at school, and if I saw someone like really far away, like just like their head was like poking out, I'd be like, oh, like my instinct would be like headshot, and I was just like, oh my god, like what has happened to me? Like, oh man, this is too much. Or I'd see a plane in the air, and I'd be like, oh, get the freaking like the bazooka,
the rocket launcher,
gotta shoot that down.
Wow.
Like, dude, this is in my like reactions. Like, oh man. And then one day, my like Xbox was in this little like cabinet thing, and I'd leave the door open so it wouldn't get like red ring of death. And then that was a big problem.
That. Yep.
Yeah, is that still a thing?
I don't think so.
That was that by now.
That was a 360.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. I got that once.
All right. Well, I had a fan in there to make sure it didn't overheat.
Yeah.
And then I was like super into my game, and my mom like closed the little door, and it was like 10 minutes later, it was like, and my Xbox was gone, man. Call of Duty, gone, and I didn't know what to do with my life anymore. And then I started mountain biking.
Okay. All of a sudden, did you have a mountain bike already?
Yeah, I had like a really crappy one.
Okay.
It was legit from Kmart for $100.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's sketchy.
Like a Huffy.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And I just started. I don't know. Like I biked to school and stuff, and I'd take like the dirt roadway and like bomb down some hills, and I was like, this is sick. And then
no fear.
I guess not. Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Typically.
Yeah, I mean, you learned how to bike before, right?
Yeah, I was like did BMX sorta.
Yeah.
Like bunny hopping.
Okay.
I wasn't that good, but
who taught you how to ride a bike?
I guess my dad.
Okay.
Yeah. We did it at the tennis courts near my house.
Okay. Makes sense.
I got a little bike with training wheels and stuff.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense.
I don't remember any more details than that. But
It's fine. And then BMXing, what was that like?
It was fun. Just like, I think all those things are really fun. Just progressing, you know?
Okay.
Just like, I want to learn to kickflip or something. And then you're just out there and you do it over and over and over. And there's just something so satisfying when you like finally get it.
Wow. Okay.
It's like so worth, the 2 weeks of trying. Yeah. It's like addicting in a way.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And how would you deal with injuries at the time? What's the worst injury you've gotten?
Dude, not even a sport I do. Like snowboarding.
Okay.
I was snowboarding once and just like broke my collarbone.
Oh.
There's a lump. Proof.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Oof.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I think the problem was my lack of fear, probably. Because I just like.
So you acknowledge that you just send it.
Yeah, okay. Dude. I went off like a jump like day one.
Wow.
And then like in the air I was like woo, and then like landed sideways and just went woocha, like whipped and got freaking gnarly concussion and broke my collarbone. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that didn't stop you. You keep going.
I don't like ice anymore though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, dude, like powder. I like powder. If I fall, I just like poof in a cloud.
Okay.
Yeah.
But now you're aware of that. When before you're like, oh
Yeah.
man,
Yeah.
I'm broken.
Yeah.
Okay. And then what about mountain biking? What was your worst injury mountain biking?
I sprained my ankle once.
That's it. Wow.
Yeah.
You can do that walking down the street.
Yeah. Oh, I know people who have done that. Yeah.
Wow. That's very interesting.
Yeah. I guess.
Wow.
I don't know. I feel like I'm kind of decent. I'm bragging about myself again.
That's
but...
okay. That's okay. That's what we're here to learn about Bryce.
All right. Yeah. I'm like kind of good at judging what's like what I'm comfortable with, I guess.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
And I don't do things I'm like super, I feel like that's like a bad idea.
I see.
Mm-hmm. My mom says I have good judgment.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's something you got from them.
Yeah. So I don't hurt myself much.
That's good.
Yeah.
And what's your sport? Mountain biking? Is there another sport that you'd say is yours too?
Probably number one, mountain biking, and just like hike. I don't know. I don't like just walking. I like adventuring. Like, I guess, like scrambling, if that counts as a sport.
Scrambling. I don't know what that means.
It's just like, oh, dude, I want to get to that rock up there.
Oh.
And then you just go for it.
Wow. Okay. Taking the road less traveled per se.
Yeah.
Okay. So just kind of exploring. So you must have a good internal compass because you just kind of go. You don't mind getting lost because you'll find your way back somehow.
I guess so. It's pretty easy in Santa Barbara too, to be fair. It's like mountain, ocean.
Okay.
Like,
that's fair.
It's fair.
Okay.
In like a forest, I'd probably get lost. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, dude.
That's cool. Okay. So we've gone through those things, and I haven't heard much about your high school experience. How was that?
All right.
Where'd you go?
Dos Pueblos.
Oh, Dos Pueblos. Okay.
Yeah.
I think I know where that's at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like I live right next to it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. My mom went there too.
Oh, okay.
It was called Hippie High back when my mom went.
Really?
Really?
Why is that? Just because of the hippies?
Full of hippies. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. What about high school? I did track and field.
Wow.
Kind of. I didn't really want to do track and field.
Then why'd you do it?
I don't know, man.
Did someone tell you to?
Yeah, I feel like it. You should do a sport.
Your parents or
I don't know.
Just
Someone did. Oh, there was. You did have to do PE though.
Oh yeah.
Everyone
had to do PE.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So I did that instead of PE.
Oh,
I guess.
okay.
Okay. There was a reason why I did it.
Okay.
One. And then I kept doing it. I did jumps. I liked
jumps.
Yeah. Because I didn't like running.
That makes sense.
Yeah. I can run really fast.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't like practicing running. It's just like a lot of work.
Okay.
Like jumping, you just like go up and down. You don't have to work hard.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And by jumps, what do you mean? You don't mean? I was picturing the one where you jump into the sand.
Yeah.
Oh, that one. Okay.
Yeah. All the jump. I did long jump and high jump, where you like jump over a bar and like onto a pad.
Wow. So you know how to use that like stick.
Yeah. Well, that's pole vault too.
Oh, that
and
one.
I also did that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What diversity? Okay.
Oh yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it was fun.
Wow. Okay, so high school. That's cool. Anything else from like high school?
High school. Yeah, okay. There was I guess part of the journey of my life. Significant part of my journey of like figuring out how to interact with people.
Okay.
I like made friends with a female human.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized you can just talk to them.
Okay.
Like they're people too.
Yeah.
Like
that makes sense.
Yeah,
they're
man.
Human beings.
It was crazy. It changed my life, man.
Yeah.
I'd been watching like YouTube videos like how to talk to girls or like
wow.
I don't know, man. I thought you had to say like pickup lines all the time.
Oh wow. So you felt nervous around, the opposite sex.
Oh yeah. And everyone. Yeah, dude, I had gnarly like anxiety, I guess. Like social anxiety, honestly.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Like if I got called on in class, I was like freaked out, man.
And so would you say, was there like a best friend that you had during high school? Something
Yeah.
that you remember?
Yeah, my boy Curtis.
Okay.
Hi, Curtis, if you're watching.
Well, we'll try to send this video to Curtis.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we did remote control cars together. We
Okay.
raced those. He was mountain biker, photographer.
Wow.
Longboarding, we did like downhill skateboarding, where you like slide. Yeah.
That's pretty sketchy.
Yeah. We kind of stopped for
Yeah.
that reason. It was like at a certain point, you're bored of going slow, and like the only thing to make it fun is go like really fast to the point where you're gonna like hurt yourself.
Wow.
And it was like,
No thanks.
I'll learn how to surf maybe, or mountain bike. Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. And so this female friend.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you remember her? Who is she? Like
Shayla. What's up, Shayla?
Okay. And how was this interaction between you and Shayla?
Oh, it was chill. We like only saw each other during like it was like a 2-week period where I had this realization.
Wow.
We like hung out a lot during this like summer camp thing.
Okay.
Yeah, and we were just like friends. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it was cool. We just had like fun chats.
That's good.
I was like, wow. I think that was like junior year of high school. I realized I could talk to girls.
Junior year of high school.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Even after that, to your surprise, probably, I wasn't picking up girls left and right. Yeah.
Man. It's so overrated, you know. You don't need it. No one needs it. That's interesting. Huh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's very.
So I don't know. I think being an only child maybe did like make me bad at making friends or something.
A little bit antisocial.
Yeah.
Or at least speaking with another person.
Yeah. It wasn't that I didn't want to talk with people. I like just didn't know how to. It was weird. I mean, I still feel like that sometimes.
Yeah. That's a good, note to take,
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So that was high school, and then you had your education.
Yeah.
And then after that, next step, Santa Barbara City College.
Yeah, dude.
Right?
Yeah.
What made you choose? Okay. Well, first let's talk about the end of high school. Did you know what you wanted to do? Did you know engineering?
Yeah,
like
I did.
Okay.
I did.
How?
Okay, this is an interesting story. Back in the scootering days.
Okay.
In like elementary school, maybe junior high, probably junior high. This is the first thing I remember.
Okay.
We built a scooter jump, and the sidewalk is all like, it has all these cracks in it and stuff. And I was like, oh, we should put like the piece of plywood like next to the crack, so that like plywood is like flush with the, because it was like down. You visualize it?
I
so it was like a perfect transition, no bump. And then it was like the most ghetto jumps we would make. It was just like plywood and then like blocks of 2x4s, like just stacks.
Oh man,
it was awesome though, dude.
Yeah,
like,
that's super interesting.
Yeah. And then my friend's dad, this was just like the neighbors.
Yeah.
He's like one of the like engineer like PhDs next door.
Okay.
He came out and was like, "Who made this?" I was like, "Me." He's like, "You should be an engineer." I was like, "Oh, okay."
And from there, it was just like, okay, I want to be an engineer.
That was like the first time anyone thought I should be an engineer.
Okay.
And like all in elementary school, I was making like crazy like roller coasters out of like Legos and Connects, and I would just like sit there alone, like making these insane structures. And like all the teachers like, "You should be an engineer, Bryce." And yeah, there was this engineering academy at my high school.
Okay.
Yeah, and so in junior high, you had to apply for it.
Wow.
And like interview. I like went and bought a suit and wore it. Yeah. And I got in.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Congrats.
Yeah, it was. No, it was actually hard. There was like I think it was like 300 people applied and 30 people got in.
Wow.
Yeah.
Congrats. Yeah. Well, yeah.
I know.
Congrats.
Yeah. Luckily, some guy didn't like transfer to my high school in time, and I was next on the waiting list. Made it.
So
in.
you were 31.
I was 31. Yeah, I know.
Wow.
I was the dumbest of all.
Oh no! That's crazy.
Yeah. So I learned. This you'll appreciate this. I learned SolidWorks there.
No way.
I legit didn't learn any SolidWorks in college.
What?
Like
You already like
like everything I
soldered.
do at work, I feel
Yeah.
like I could have done right out of high school. Like most of
Wow,
it.
that's very
Yeah,
interesting.
I just like proved myself in college.
Wow, interesting. So you were an engineer already in the making.
Yeah.
You were coming up like I'm being an engineer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like okay, honestly looking back at my life, a lot of my decisions were kind of just like people were like, "You should do this." And I was like, "I don't have a better idea." So, all right, cool.
Interesting. So going with the flow type thing.
Pretty much, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's just like, "You should go to college." Okay.
Yeah.
College.
What was your plan if you didn't go to college?
I didn't have a plan.
Okay. Like I think most 18-year-olds, I mean, that's fair, right? Like,
Yeah.
Who's going to tell you to sign here on the dotted line to study something you might not enjoy for the next 4 years,
Yeah.
Kind of crazy.
I know.
But okay, so engineer in the making coming up. You graduate high school, decent grades, good student, bad student?
Yeah. I had pretty good grades.
Okay.
I was like, yeah. I think we had like with the gate class or whatever, honors classes and stuff. I had a 4.1 or something like that.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So, what made you go to City College instead of going directly to UC or CSU?
No one accepted me, man.
No one accepted you. Wow.
Apparently my grades were good, but I guess my essays sucked. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, where did you apply?
UCSB, Cal Poly, a bunch of California like engineering things.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't really go for anything like easy. I guess. So I was like either go big or go home.
Yeah.
You know?
Do it all engineering or no engineering?
Yeah.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah. But honestly, City College wasn't a bad choice, I feel like.
Okay, so City College.
Yeah.
Explain to me your time there.
City College. Oh.
Yeah.
I think this is when I blossomed.
Okay, why?
I moved in with some friends that I made in the engineering academy.
Okay, awesome.
And we just like lived together in a freaking bro house, bunch of dudes.
Yeah.
And just like hung out all the time.
Wow.
And did like, I don't know, did epic stuff all the time, like built rope swings and like,
sick.
I don't know, set up slack lines in between poles in the middle of the ocean and just did like tons of epic adventures.
Wow.
And there was always like friends coming to our house and we were just a super social environment. It was super fun. And yeah, I think I like learned
You learned
how to interact with people really well there.
That's interesting. Huh.
Yeah. And learned like independence probably.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was cool.
Okay, so City College. Your highlights were your friends, not so much the classes.
No.
How was the education at City College, you felt?
I think it was fine. I was just going for the grades.
Okay, yeah.
You know, give me the degree so I can, I don't know what.
Yeah, so you can move on to the next thing.
To the next thing I'm supposed to do. Yeah.
Okay, and you got your degree, City College, and then what made you go to UCSB?
It was the only one I got into.
No way.
Well, I got into UC Davis, but it was like
not down.
Not good enough for me. Like, that's in the middle of it. I looked at it on Google Maps. I was like zooming out. It's just like farm. Like, dude, there's no mountains to go to. Like, no ocean, nothing.
Yeah, so you felt more at home in Santa Barbara, and obviously you grew
up your
entire life.
Yeah, that is just like a better college in terms of reputation. You know, sorry, Davis.
Sorry, Davis. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay, so then from City College, how do you feel that transition went to Santa Barbara?
I mean, I met this incredible guy at Seoul.
No. But like your classes,
Yeah. Oh, it was pretty chill, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, I expected it to be super hard. Like, everyone was like, oh, it's so much harder at UCs than City College. But, like, it wasn't that much harder.
Wow. Okay, that's good. So you feel like City College prepared you really well.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. That's I've heard that before.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was cool. I mean, I tried really hard, but I got all A's my first quarter.
Wow.
Yeah.
At UCSB.
UCSB. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. And how many years did you do at City College?
Oh, I was nice and slow at everything. I was
That's
getting, because my parents are divorced,
yeah.
you can like choose which like parent is your guardian.
Wow.
Like they told me to do this at
Yeah.
the like scholarship place. They're like, oh yeah, choose like whichever parent makes less money. And
wow.
yeah, my dad's like freelance and like barely makes any money, especially on like taxes.
Yeah.
Like he gets paid like cash for some things. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I got like super good scholarships.
Wow.
So I was just
That's
like,
good. Chill.
I had no obligation to go fast, like in terms of money.
That's good.
Yeah. So I was like, all right, 3 years at City College,
That's good.
no problem. I'll
Yeah.
go slow and get better grades and like have a better time while I'm doing it, you know?
Heck yeah.
So I just did the same thing at UCSB too.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So you did 3 years at City College.
Yeah.
And 3 years at UCSB.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
it was like, yeah, I did like 2 years of the normal with like all the engineering students.
Mhm.
And then I
Yeah.
did like, after all my friends left, then I did another year of just like GE classes. It was like
Okay.
super chill. Just like
Nice.
art history and
Okay, just to finish up. You're
Yeah.
just there at, Santa Barbara.
just to get my
chilling.
credits. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right. So you got your degree in mechanical engineering,
Yes.
and then I know you started working at Gigavac, right? You were an
Yeah.
intern. But
Yeah.
before that, did you have any other experiences, internships?
Oh yeah. From the engineering academy.
Okay.
Engineering academy, big part of my life.
Uh-huh.
They had connections in the community. So right out
Wow.
of high school, like
Uh-huh.
summer out of high school, I had like an internship at a local place that made atomic force microscopes.
Wow.
Yeah. And they just had me doing like the most boring things ever.
Like?
I would just sit there, like these microscopes like work by scanning like the surface with like basically like a super high def finger and then just like goes back and forth and like scans. Ooh, caterpillar.
Wait, that's not this guy?
Look at that.
Oh, this
Dude.
guy. Yeah. I thought you were talking about this guy.
Nah,
It's
dude.
like, it's that. Wow.
Yeah,
Fuzzy.
dude.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyways, these microscopes, it takes like sometimes like 5 minutes before you get like a picture on the screen or whatever.
Okay.
And so they just had me like trying to find the optimum speeds and stuff, and like they have like harmonics of the thing that's tapping the ground, like all this crazy stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I just like change something and then press like start and then sit there and wait like
Okay.
5
It
minutes
was like
and
a
then like,
pencil pusher type
yeah, it
internship.
was pretty boring.
Okay. Pretty bland.
Yeah. So I did that a little while.
Okay.
And I was like, I'm gonna quit after like 2 summers of doing that.
Mm.
Yeah, but that was cool. I have a specific memory that
Okay.
kind of affected me. One of the engineers there, who was like a mechanical engineer, and I was like working under, I asked him one day, like, hey, do you like what you're doing? And he's all like, it pays the bills. And I was all like, oh shit, like I don't want that to happen, man.
Yeah.
Like I gotta make sure that doesn't happen, dude. Yeah. So
Wow.
I like I think about that. I'm like, dude, I hope
Yeah.
I can stay away from just paying the bills, you know?
I feels.
Yeah.
That's I think. Well, I mean, besides what I'm trying to do here, but there's this goal, to like escape the 9 to 5, which I feel like is a big problem in today's day and age. I don't know.
Yeah.
But that's very true. So a lot of people are miserable or like not happy with their job.
Yeah.
Wow. So you learned that pretty quickly on.
Yeah, I learned that's a real concern.
Mm-hmm.
It's-
And do you
yeah.
feel like you're doing that now?
I'm like, yeah, I'm trying as hard as I can to appreciate my job.
Okay.
But,
Okay, that's fair.
yeah,
I mean, do you feel happy with it so far?
yeah, like it's great being like around people,
Yeah.
like being at home, not doing anything for a long
Yeah.
time,
Yeah.
and then going back to work. It's like, yes, dude, I
Okay.
like doing things.
Yeah.
So like that's cool to know. Like
Yeah. It made you appreciate
more, what you do, or at least being out and interacting and being able to do things.
Yeah, and having projects, and depends on what project I'm working on.
Yeah.
But like sometimes I'm like stoked. I'm like having a good time, and I'm like making money, getting paid for doing things I like. Like that's the dream, man.
Oh yeah, heck yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So
and it's not always awesome, but like
yeah. Pros and cons.
Yeah.
Ways. And so do you feel like you personally, I mean, obviously it was one small experience, but do you feel like you want to keep working for other people? Do you feel like, what did that affect you in terms of like your work mentality? Where are you at now?
Oh, I don't know. I'm like thinking. I'm trying to figure it out.
Okay.
Like on one hand, it seems like it'd be awesome to work for myself and just like be like super free to take vacation or whatever.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, like I can do my job and do like a really bad job at it and still get like paid.
Yeah, that's
it's
true.
like a lot less stress and
I see what yeah,
I might be happier. Like I just wish I could work and like take a couple weeks off and get paid less. You know what I mean?
I see.
It's just too much work.
Yeah, you want that flexibility, and I get you. I mean, yeah, it's that battle, right? Do you want to follow what you love, maybe, and like get paid, maybe for it, or do you want that security, that cushion? It's like, yeah, that's very true, and that's a real concern. But that's at least you're thinking about it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I want, man.
Yeah, and especially after taking such a large break from everything, after graduating and what happened to you, which I don't know if you want to get into it. Yeah.
Sure.
So yeah, I mean, you want to, I don't know, walk us through that, because I'm not even sure how to bring that up, because it's such a big part of what I've known of you for the past like pretty much year and a half. So it's like I don't even know when you found out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah.
All right. What happened? Graduated college.
Yeah.
Worked. Oh no. I convinced my work to let me have a break for like 6 weeks before I went to work.
Okay.
I'm stoked I did that.
Yeah.
Like some of my like mentor-ish people, like older engineers I knew were like, you should not ask for that much time off. Like that is way too much.
Wow.
I was like, nah. I did it and I got it, and I'm glad I did that.
Yeah.
Put on a bunch of cool trips. Anyways, then went to work. 6 months of like working, and then like I started getting all these crazy. Actually, even before I was working, I don't even know how much of this you know.
I don't.
Okay, you don't know any. All right. Like I was getting. Let's see. What do you? Oh my god. Yeah. Oh, it goes a long time back. Like 3 years before that, I was having all these weird like breathing things, like where it would just like I'd be gasping for air, and like it felt like I just needed more and more air, and like
interesting.
But then I went to so many doctors, and they'd like take my blood saturation, they'd be like, there's like you have plenty of oxygen, like you shouldn't be like feeling like that.
Wow.
And it's like, oh, the doctor's like, oh, you're probably just stressed, like are you having like problems with your girlfriend? Like
really? That's what they asked.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
And I just went to doctor after doctor, and like oh, acid reflux, and like oh, like it must be this, that, like yeah, I wrote a whole list. There's like 10 different misdiagnoses like people thought I had. And then after the breathing, it like escalated into I started having like mini seizures. Yeah. But they were like mini. I didn't know this existed. Where you just feel like I would just feel like I was kind of on drugs all of a sudden or something. I was just like kind of floaty and like confused. Like I don't know, I just couldn't think clearly.
Yeah.
And it was just weird. And that would just like randomly happen, like I don't know.
Wow.
Once in a while. And then it started happening more and more, and it happened like I would eat like it happened around you. You probably didn't even know. happened at
Really?
work and stuff, I'd just be sitting there and like out of nowhere I'd just be like, whoa, dude, like freaking I'm like spinning right now, like yeah, it was
Wow.
nuts. And like certain things would always trigger it, like jumping in cold water and like eating a crap ton of food or going to high altitudes. That's where it started. I forgot. I was in Peru.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. That was a while back. Yeah.
Yeah, like that was before I started back at work.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we went on a big hike and then I came back and laid down and then boom, like immediately I felt like super weird. And
wow.
Yeah, and that was the gnarliest one. Like I actually like half of my body was like tingling and numb. And like what oh yeah, I heard like music that like wasn't there. I was like hearing things that didn't exist. I like knew it wasn't there either. It was weird. Yeah, and I got like nauseous and it was super gnarly. And I was super tired after that. And then it kept happening, blah blah blah. Oh yeah, and then I wasn't on school insurance anymore. I was like health insurance through UCSB, and then they're just like, as soon as I finished my last final, they're like, all right, no more insurance for you. So I didn't have insurance, and then I had to wait for my work insurance to kick in. Like the first month you're at work, you don't have insurance. And so I was like, all right, like these crazy things are happening, but like I don't want to pay like thousands of dollars to go to a doctor like for this. Like I had the breathing thing for so long and like no doctor could figure it out. And I was like, all right, another crazy thing that no doctor is going to be able to figure out. Like, what's the point of even trying?
Wow.
Yeah. Like, I mean, it's not worth like trying that hard. And then insurance finally kicked in, and then I started looking for doctors, and the doctors are like 6 month waiting for like a good doctor in Santa Barbara. Like all the doctors with good reputations are like have no openings. And so I was like calling all of them for like, I don't know, it was probably like a couple months. I was just like trying to get into a good doctor. And then and then the freaking seizures, I didn't know there were seizures at the time. I was just like, what is this? They were getting worse and worse. It was like, it'd be a couple times a week, and then it would become, I don't know, it got to a point where it was like a couple times a day.
Yeah.
All right. I went to a crappy doctor.
Yeah.
At this point, I had already done like a bunch of research. I was like, all right, I either have like crazy diabetes. I like knew I was having seizures. Yeah. Like, all right, I probably have like either diabetes that's like, because it was weird. It was related to eating. And I was like, what? Or like super low blood sugar that's like draining or blood pressure that's like draining all the blood out of my brain that's giving me seizure. I was like, I don't know. I think I probably read like, freaking online. WebMD tells you like all these horrible things. I probably saw like brain tumor in there, but I was kind of like not thinking that. But yeah, I went to the doctor and he's like, all right, I'll get you like blood work and MRI. And blood work turned out fine. And then I went and got an MRI. And yeah, it was like immediately, like I was just at work and I got a call. And the doctor was like, hi, can you come in right now? And I was like, oh shit. Like I knew right then. I was like, no doctor has ever called me to like immediately come now. And yeah, that was gnarly. I drove over there. I was like, try not to cry, like already, like sitting in the waiting room.
Wow.
And yeah, went in and he showed me like a freaking picture of my brain with a big ass tumor in it. And yep, had a big old brain tumor. At that point, this is details, but
no, it's fine.
Yeah, at that point, I don't know why I didn't ask him questions, but I was like, all right, I'm dying in a month probably. Like I thought that. And yeah, I like just freaked out. I was like, all right, I guess I'm gonna buy a van. I'm gonna go visit like all my friends all over the country. I'm gonna, I don't know, had some like wild ideas. I was like, maybe my girlfriend will let me get her pregnant, so like
Wow.
my genes will stay in the world even if I die. Yeah, she thought of that too, actually, like
Really?
independently. I was like,
Wow.
oh wow. We broke up though. I'm glad
Yeah.
we didn't do that. Yeah, and then like 4 hours later, went to another doctor, and they're like, "Oh no, you'll probably be fine."
Really?
Yeah.
What?
I
How
know.
does that work?
Yeah, no, I just needed to ask a question. I
Uh-huh.
should, yeah, yeah, but yeah. So I went, and then they put me on a bunch of seizure meds, which like I'm still on, and I'm trying to like wean off of them because they're like make you super tired,
Interesting.
and
Okay.
they make you angry.
Okay.
It's like, you know, like roid rage.
Yeah.
It's like
Wow.
that every day.
Interesting.
It's gotten better though.
Okay.
Yeah, but I used to just be like get super annoyed like super easily, and it sucked.
Yeah. Obviously.
Yeah. And then yeah, I got a lot of details,
No. Yeah.
but I got surgery
Yeah.
as soon as I could. Got a super good surgeon. UCLA. Yeah,
Wow.
got connection. Got super lucky connection. My neighbor who I used to go adventure in the mountains with,
Wow.
his
Okay.
aunt works with like one of the best brain surgeons in like California, basically.
Wow.
And she got me in and like within a month of when I got diagnosed. And
What?
yeah,
That's insane.
it was like super lucky. And she did. All right, bye guys. Oh yeah, they can definitely see me.
They still got one.
Yeah. Yeah. And I got brain surgery. That was intense. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's almost funny thinking back. Like, there was like a less than 1% chance of dying in brain surgery. There was like a 5% chance of becoming like paralyzed or like losing my sense of sight or losing like
Wow.
being like disabled in some way. And that was like kind of crazy just to think about, like and like the thought of just, you know, dying.
Yeah.
Just like
That is
just that,
yeah.
I don't know. That like freaks me out a lot. Yeah, I wrote like a letter in case I died and shit.
Wow.
Yeah, you could read.
If you're comfortable with it, I don't know.
Nah.
No. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Wow.
I went into surgery. I did it. I was in a really good mood. Like, actually, they had me on seizure meds that like have side effects of euphoria.
Wow.
Like it said adverse side effects. Like,
interesting.
Like bad side effects. Like, all right, I was very relaxed actually, and like,
Yeah.
and in a like pretty good mood.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, calling all my friends. I'm like, hey guys, I got a tumor, but I love you. And sorry, you didn't get a call.
No, it's okay. I was like, where's my call? No, it's okay.
Yeah. And that was pretty chill. And I was like, all the doctors at that point were like, it's probably benign. Like, it's so big that, and you like didn't get any headaches, that it must have grown like so slowly. It's like probably not even like cancerous or anything like that. And so I was like, chill, I'm gonna go get surgery, go back to work. Like 2 weeks later, I like, I like told all the bosses and stuff. I was like, hey, all right, see you guys like probably pretty soon. But they didn't know if it was cancerous until they like actually got a hold of it. And so yeah, I went through surgery, came out of it like brain damaged. Like at the time I didn't realize it, but I was like, could not think like well at all. I was like decision making very poor, and yeah, And then the results came back from the like biopsy thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it turned out to be like super cancerous, like really cancerous.
Yeah.
Like really cancerous. Like
Yeah.
the average person survives 6 months after diagnosis.
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Yeah. I didn't even grasp that at the time. Actually, they didn't really tell me things like that at the time. They were like, 50% of people survive a year. And I was like, oh, cool. I'm like better than 50% of people.
Yeah.
I'll be fine. Yeah. So is that the bear?
No, not yet.
Okay. Yeah, so I honestly wasn't that stressed out about it, I guess.
That's insane. You didn't really realize what was going on?
Yeah.
Maybe?
I was just like 50% easy. Yeah, and I was like brain dead, and this is a really long story.
No, dude. Like, yeah.
You're gonna have to edit a lot, bro.
It's okay.
What? Yeah, and then it was like all of a sudden like, do you want to do chemotherapy? And then it was like my spiritual dad and like my spiritual girlfriend.
Yeah.
We're like, chemo is evil. Like, you should not do that.
Wow.
Like, it's a scam by the pharmaceutical companies. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't work. And like, you should just like, it was like a million things. Like, this one leaf, just like ingest this leaf, or like squirt coffee up your butt. That's one thing I remember.
No way.
There's like coffee enemas.
Wow. Oh my god.
Like cleanses your body. It has magical powers. I don't know. Smoke weed, through like everything, anything but chemo. And they were like, and I didn't know. It was crazy. I didn't realize it at the time, but I was just like operating off of trying to make people happy, really. Like, I couldn't even think for myself.
Wow.
Yeah, and like my mom wanted me to do chemo.
Yeah.
And like all the doctors wanted me to do chemo, of course.
Obviously.
Yeah, but I was like, oh my god, I got like my girlfriend and my dad like really, really don't want me to do chemo. I was just like so torn. It was like,
wow,
super hard to decide. And yeah, but eventually like I figured out like, okay, all the like knowledgeable medical professionals want me to do this. Okay, I'll like do this. But like that was like a month later of deciding. Anyway, yeah, I broke up with my girlfriend at some point in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because of that? Because of that decision, you feel?
It was.
Or no?
It was weird. Like my mom was. I think she had like a weird problem with my mom taking care of me.
Okay.
I think was like the biggest thing she had.
Interesting.
And then I think she was mad at me for like not making decisions for myself.
Okay.
And like, I don't think she realized I was like brain damaged at all. Like,
yeah.
And she was just mad at me all the time. And I was like, all right, I'm not having a good time. And she was like, she was mad at me. So she wanted to break up too, kind of. And so I was like, let's break up.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And I was on like, so brain damaged and like on drugs at that time. Like, that was the easiest breakup I've ever had. It was like,
oh, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah.
I was like barely phased. Sorry if you watch this.
Oh man. Okay.
Yeah, and then I started radiation. Got freaking. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, if you've ever know, like I'm like kind of bald over here.
Yeah. I've noticed a little bit.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Like it like radiated my hair off.
Wow.
Yeah, I lay there every morning for like 28 days. Go in this like, it was a insane, what was it, like $300 million machine or something like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, I just lay there and this thing like whirls around your head like beaming x-rays like at your tumor.
Yeah.
Anyways, did that and chemo, did like full year of chemo. And then yeah, lots of just laying there trying to figure out what to do with my time.
Wow.
Slowly recovering from brain surgery. Trying to entertain myself. Realizing what had just happened as like my brain started working again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a lot of that.
Crazy. Absolutely insane.
Yeah.
That's, well, congratulations. That's such an incredible, I don't know, just journey and a fight that not a lot of people get to, you know, survive. So congratulations, and I'm proud. Oh, I'm very happy that you did, man.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, you know, I don't know, you're an incredible human being, and so it's insane to me that all this has happened, you know. And it was like almost right under my nose at one point, because like at work it was more like, oh, where's Bryce? And people didn't really tell me anything.
Really? Actually, I've never heard this part of the story.
Yeah, on our end, at work, pretty much. I just remember one day you were there and another day you were gone. And at first I thought, oh, he's probably just on vacation, you know. And then, you know, a couple weeks went by and I realized, hey, I haven't seen Bryce in a while. Like, what's going on? So I kind of started asking around. People didn't really tell me anything. It was very interesting. Everyone was very to themselves and hush hush about the whole thing. And I guess rightfully so, because it's like more like, you know, it's not yours or in their case, their, you know, thing to say or their place to say anything. So, I don't know if you remember receiving a text from me, but that's when I texted you and I was like, hey, dude, like, what's going on, man? Because Kenny told me, like, oh, honestly, you should just text him. And I was like, okay. So
did Kenny know?
I think Kenny knew.
Okay.
And so Kenny's another one of our coworkers, and if you watch this, hi Kenny. And so yeah, I remember texting you, and that's when you told me about everything going on. And yeah, I remember that moment. I was almost in tears. That was pretty crazy, man. Like it's yeah, man. Like it's pretty scary, you know. Like I've heard of those stories, and you know, I've never really gotten to experience one, you know, and so, like, you know, knowing someone so close to me that was like, oh shit, you know, like, what happened to him? And, you know, this whole thing happened. It's just like insane, you know, it's crazy. And, yeah, man, just glad you made it out.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, man. And
thanks.
Yeah, crazy stuff, but wow, what a journey.
Yeah.
And how do you feel now? Like, what's after all this? Like, did anything come from this? You know, you and your revelations? Like,
there definitely are. Definitely. Like, I feel like I have a whole new perspective on life. Like, for real. Like,
yeah.
People say that. I don't know. That's but that's like super real. I feel like a big realization I had. I don't know how I never realized this before, but like I like realized I'm like in control of my life all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Like kind of what I was saying earlier is just like every step along the way, like, oh, you should do engineering. Okay, like you should go to college. Okay, like you should do like I don't know, I was just always just doing what I was supposed to do, you know what I mean?
I see.
Like you should get an internship, like you should get a job. And I was kind of like realizing like I'm in control of my life. Like I can do whatever I want.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa, like there's a whole world out here. It's cool. Like, oh, like, I don't know, man. I can go be a weirdo or like, I don't know. It's like, I feel free.
Yeah.
Kind of in a way. And I kind of did some like reflecting on my life too and thinking like, there were a lot of times where I wanted to do things, but I didn't want to like be weird, you know?
Yeah.
It was like sometime, I don't know, one example was like, it was like raining and I was like, oh, it'd be really fun just like run through the rain right now. But I was like, I'm in the middle of like city college. This would be like super weird.
Yeah.
But like, you know what? Screw it, man. I'm gonna do whatever. Like, I don't care what people think about me if I'm having a good time. Yeah. That's like one thing, and kind of just like, dude, life is precious. Gotta grab it by the horns.
Yeah, man.
Like, figure out how to live it as best you can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got bugs everywhere.
Yeah,
but
dude.
yeah, man, that's true. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's good though. That's
yeah.
I mean, it's a the second, I wouldn't say a second chance, but maybe like a rebirth type, you know, new focus on life.
Yeah.
Which is cool. And I've seen that in you type, you know, going for different things, doing different things, you know, exploring those things that you want to do, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
I know. I'm still working on figuring out what I want to do, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess from here, it's just like, what's your next big trip? You know, what's your next driving goal, at least short term, for right now?
Next goal, I want to try to live like life and enjoy it as much as I can with what I got.
Yeah.
And I think I can do it.
All right.
It's like, do shit like this.
Yeah.
Take chances. Do interviews that I'm kind of uncomfortable doing at the idea with. But you know what? This turned out pretty well.
It was enjoyable.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's a good way to look at it, man. Yeah. So, thank you for being guest number 1 on this. You know, IRP, interesting regular people, and man, crazy dude. I don't know, just. Insane. Yeah, but I'll definitely check in on you and, you know, see where these trips are progressing. And I don't know if people are interested, you know, definitely.
Episode 2.
Have you back after so many trips and things like that.
Yeah. You can come with me on
Sunday. Oh, yeah, dude. I'm so down. I was waiting for the invitation.
All right. Yeah.
But, yeah, thank you, man. I appreciate it. And, yeah, man. I don't know what's next, so thank you to everyone that watched. I don't know.
Like and subscribe.
Oh man, yeah, and I'll put Bryce's channel in the comments or whatever it is. I don't know, in the bio. Yeah. Anything else you want to say to people, or you know, after all this?
I don't know, man. Don't just live blindly, man. Think about your life. Figure out what you want to do and do that shit. Do it.
There you go.
Take chances. Live it the best you can. It's your life.
There you go. And so thank you again, Bryce. And I guess that's it for episode 1. So thank you to everyone that watched, and thank you to Bryce. And yeah, man.
Thank you, Edsel.
No.
Yeah, dude, this was fun.
Yeah, it's crazy. So, I think the reason why we're talking to the iPhone is because the main camera died. So, yeah. All right. Thanks, everyone. I'm going to end it. Yeah, I think we're going to go eat, probably.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, let's go
All
eat.
All right, I'm hungry. Sick.